In DNA-based information technologies today, we will discuss about cloning vector. So, what is cloning vector? Why cloning vectors are important in molecular biology? Cloning vectors are actually used to deliver recombinant DNA in clonable form to a host cell and the subsequent amplification in the host cell. So, cloning vector is a DNA molecule in which foreign DNA can be inserted or integrated and which is further capable of replicating within the host cell to produce multiple clones of our recombinant DNA, or it will we can say like chimeric DNA or our gene of interest, chimeric DNA. And molecular analysis of DNA has been made possible by the cloning of DNA. So what are the two main molecules required for cloning a DNA? First one is our required DNA or gene of interest, and the second one is cloning vector. Cloning vector are of different types, and the cloning vector we choose depend on the size and the DNA which we want to clone. Cloning vector are basically a small piece of DNA, and we can take it from plasmid, viruses, or cell of higher organisms like human cells, and then we stably maintain them in our host organism, into which our desired DNA fragment can be inserted for cloning purposes. So next, why cloning vectors are used and why they are important. Cloning vector is used as a vehicle to artificially carry our foreign genetic material into the host cell where it will replicate and express. Cloning vectors are also used to amplify single molecule of DNA into many copies. They will clone our desired gene of interest into hundreds of thousands of copies. They are also used to transport our clone DNA sequences between biological hosts and test tubes. So cloning vectors are actually of main importance. Without cloning vectors, molecular gene cloning is completely impossible. So what are the main features of cloning vector? What features makes an cloning vector is ideal one? The first one is origin of replication. So what is origin of replication? Origin of replication is basically a specific sequences of nucleotide from where replication start. And cloning site, so what cloning site is? Cloning site is actually a place where vector DNA can be digested and desired DNA can be inserted by a same restriction enzyme. We can also call cloning site as a point of entry or analysis for genetic engineering work. So next is selectable marker. An ideal cloning vector is one which have selectable marker gene. So what is selectable marker gene? Selectable marker genes are actually used to select our transformant cells. It is a gene that confers resistance to particular antibiotics or selective agent that would be normally kill the host cell. So cloning vector must be of small size, and they must be compatible with the host cell, and they must be in high copy number, and they express itself utilizing the host server machinery and easily isolated into the host cell, and they must have these three regions: promoter, operator, and chromosome binding site. So first we see what is promoter. Promoter is actually a sequence of nucleotides where transcription initiation. So they can turn a gene on or off. An operator is actually a sequence that overlap with or lies just downstream of the RNA polymerase binding site, and it is always present between the promoter and our gene of interest. And ribosome binding site or ribosomal binding site is a sequence of nucleotide upstream of our start codon of an messenger RNA transcript. So what are the main types of a cloning vector? Cloning vectors are of many different types depending on the organism from where we isolate them. First one is plasmid, bacteriophages and bacterial artificial chromosomes, and yeast artificial chromosomes, expression vectors, cosmids, and human artificial chromosomes. So first we study what is plasmid. Plasmid are actually circular DNA molecules, and they replicate separately from the host chromosomal DNA. They are extra chromosomal DNA molecules, and their size range from 5,000 to 400,000 base pairs, and they always double-stranded and short sequences of DNA. They are always found in host cells, prokaryotic cells. So how we transfer plasmid into a bacterial cells? The process by which we transfer this bacterial plasmid into the bacterial cells is called transformation. There are two main types of transformation. First one is the chemical transformation, and the second one is electroporation. What we do in chemical transformation? In chemical transformation, first we prepare our component cells, we suspend it into a hypotonic magnesium chloride or calcium chloride solutions. Then we shift it from 0 degree to 42 degrees C. When we give bacterial cells this heat shock treatment, then pores in bacterial membranes becomes open. They take up the plasmid cells, and then we again shift it to the 0 degree C temperature. Then their pores becomes closed, and next we select our transformants. In electroporation, what we do actually in electroporation, first we prepare our component cells, we grow the bacteria to optimal density, then we wash the cells with appropriate buffer to eliminate remaining salt from the medium, and then we give them a electroporation pulse. When we provide electroporation pulse, the pores in the bacterial membrane becomes open. They take up our plasmid. So next we select our transformant cells. So how we select our transformant, it will be studied in next slide. So here we study how PBr322 plasmid can be cloned and identify foreign DNA in E. coli. First, here you can see it is our plasmid PBr322. It has two resistance gene, ampicillin resistance gene and tetracycline resistance gene. We use restriction endonucleases enzyme. Restriction endonucleases enzyme cut our ampicillin resistant gene. Next, it is our foreign DNA. DNA ligase enzyme help to join foreign DNA into ampicillin cleaved restricted site. So next what we do, we transfer these chimeric or recombinant plasmid to our bacterial host cells. How we transform this bacterial plasmid cells? As we study in previous slide, there are two methods. First one is chemical method where we use magnesium chloride and calcium chloride, and second one is electroporation. Through these two methods we transform our host cells with these recombinant plasmids. So next comes how we select our transformant cells. Here you can see it is the master plate and it contains agar where tetracycline antibiotic have been used. So we do replica plating. We transfer our colonies from master plate to two other plates. The first one is the control. They contain tetracycline and other one contain ampicillin and tetracycline, both antibiotics. Here what actually happen, our cells grow on tetracycline but they not grow on tetracycline plus ampicillin resistance gene. Why they not grow here? Because here the plasmid which have our recombinant DNA inserted into the ampicillin resistant gene. So antibiotics will kill those recombinant DNA, and here we can select our transformant cells. What replica plating is? Transfer of colonies from one plate to another plate using absorbent pad or velvet card replica plating. So next we see PBr322 plasmid. Researchers have actually designed many different plasmid vectors that are suitable for cloning by modifying naturally occurring plasmid. The E. coli plasmid PBr322 offers a good example of the feature useful in cloning vectors. So what are the main features of PBr322 plasmid? They have an origin of replication studied earlier, a sequence where replication initiated by cellular enzyme, and it is required to propagate plasmid and maintain it at a level of 10 to 20 copies per cells. And second one is plasmid also contain genes that confer resistance to different antibiotics and allowing identification of cells that contain the intact plasmid or a recombinant version of the plasmid. And third and final feature is they have multiple recognition sequences in PBr322, and they are target for different restriction endonucleases and providing site where the plasmid can later be cut to insert foreign DNA. So size of the plasmid small 431 base pair, and they facilitate its entry into cells and the biochemical manipulation of the DNA. So it's all about today lecture.